All right, here we go for the second game. Blue Devils take the first one 15-5 in 5. Orlando Gonzalez, Cates, Carlberg, Austin Gonzalez, Mannix Kraft, Graves Claypool Bell with Kenson Michelle on the mound. For the Blue Devils, Dawson Bosserman Bard, Sanchez Hutchison Adams, Vaughter Buffington Freeman with Logan Bernard on the mound. Bernard is from Lansing, Kansas. Pitched 19 innings and has a 4.26 ERA. Lefty on the mound to go against the Red Ravens here in this second game. So here we go in the second game. Scheduled up first is Gonzalez, or the shortstop. He will step in to face the lefty. There's the throw to second base. Ready to get this thing going in the second game. Gonzalez was hit by a pitch, grounded out, and had an RBI base hit in the first game. He will step in to face Bernard. Bernard is on the mound here. There's a swing and a miss of that first pitch. 0-1 the count. Palmer Hutchison in at the edge of the grass. Now he's backing off a little bit. We'll see if he creeps up. Here comes the 0-1 from Bernard. There's a swing and a miss. That's two fastballs that I don't know that either one of them would have been a called to strike in the first game. But we'll have to wait and see from this umpire because he's been hacking at these first two. Here comes the 0-2 to Gonzalez. Way outside. Buffington behind the plate. The defense behind him the same. Hutchison, Dawson, Bosserman, Bard left to right across the infield. Freeman, Adams, and Sanchez. There is in the dirt. So 2-2 the count now. There's a foul ball backing out of play. We'll do the 2-2 again. Welcome back to the second game. Any new listeners? Blue Devils won the first one 15-5 in 5. 7-inning game. This game there's high for ball 3. This game is scheduled to be a 9-inning game. So down the count was Orlando Gonzalez 0-2, and he's worked it back to 3-2. There's foul ball back to the screen. So a 7-pitch at bat so far. Sunshiny day, light breeze out of the south, blowing out to left field. And a swing and a foul into the glove of Buffington for the strikeout. So that's going to bring up Drew Cates. Drew Cates will play second base in this game. Cates is from Fayetteville, Arkansas. There's a ground ball headed to the backhand side of Dawson, and that's going to be an error, I'm going to guess, on him. Went to the backhand side and just couldn't get a hold of it. Had it in the glove and let it creep back out. So Cates is going to reach on an error. That's going to bring up Carlberg. Carlberg will step in with one out and one on at first base. Carlberg had a strikeout, a base on balls, and a fly out to center fielder. His first game action. There's a strike. Oh, and 1 the count. There's a strike, breaking pitch right through there. Cates at first base. Snap throw down to first, back in safely is Cates. Back in safely after the throw back to first from Bernard. Bernard the lefty, he's from Lansing, Kansas, went to Lansing High School. Top of the first inning action, only one out here in the second game. Inside, 2-2. Quentin Carlberg, the third baseman, he kind of cringed that left leg up there a little bit, hoping to get hit. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and an out. Runner at first base after Cates reaches on an error by the shortstop, Dawson. Foul ball back and out of play. Two balls, 2 strikes, and an out. Bard holding Cates at first base. Cates the second baseman for this second game. Runner goes, a high fly ball to deep center field. Fighting the sun is Adams, and he brings that down, and retreating back is Cates after the long fly to center field. That's going to bring up Austin Gonzalez, the DH. Gonzalez had 2 base hits, one with an RBI and a fly out to right field. Throw over to first. Back in safely is Cates. 2 outs now. A little bit low. 1-0 the count. There's a strike right through there. 1-2 the count now. Red Ravens of Coffeyville in town for a 2-game set. One of them is over with. There's a throw down to second base and out. Caught stealing is Cates for the third out of the inning. We go to the bottom half of the first inning in this second game. No score. All right, to the bottom half of the first we go. Kenson Michelle from Nixa, Missouri brings his 4.09 ERA to the mound. He has 33 innings pitched. Scheduled to face Dawson Bosserman and Bard. Dawson grounded out, was hit by a pitch, had 2 base hits in the first game. Takes inside, ball 1. 1-0 the count. High and inside, ball 2. A little bit low. 3-0 the count on Dawson as he leads off the game for the Blue Devils. That's inside, ball 4. So that's going to bring up Parker Bosserman. Bosserman will step in. He walked twice, was hit by a pitch for an RBI, and had a base hit off the diving glove of the third baseman. Curveball breaks outside. 0-1 the count. Interesting you'd come back with a curveball to the first batter after you've thrown 4 straight balls to the leadoff hitter. 1-0 the count. In tight on the plate is Bosserman. Not sure where that missed. Must have been a little bit low. Jace up here scratching his forehead on that one. 2-0 the count, so 6 straight balls by Kenson Michelle. There's a strike right through there, inside part of the plate. 2-1 the count. Bosserman, the second baseman. Two and one the count. Another throw over. Comes the 2-1. There's a strike call. Breaking pitch, catches a piece of the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Breaking pitch outside. So 3-2 the count. Full count here on Parker Bosserman. Cole Dawson started the inning off with a walk. There's a high fly ball into center field, shallow center. Everybody chasing. Coming on hard to take care of that is A.J. Kraft. That's going to bring up Brendan Bard. Bard will step in with 1 out and a runner at first base. Bard had 5 RBI in the first game. Had 3 hits, one of them a double, one of them a walk for a base hit with 5 total RBI. So Bard continues to stay up there. He's 3rd in the overall RBIs in the East and the West, I believe. I believe that's what my stats are all part of, is both sides when it comes to the leaders. There the runner goes, and he's going to be safe at second base. So a stolen base for Dawson. It's a high fly ball to right field. Brady Claypool is under that. Going to bluff or throw to third. Way offline, but nonetheless staying at second was Dawson. So the second out of the inning is barred on a fly to right field. That's going to bring up Sanchez. Sanchez will step in. He had 2 flyouts and a base hit and a double. The double had 2 RBI. 2 outs now, runner at second base. Way inside. Want to know the count? There's a ball headed into center field. Going to have an RBI base hit for Sanchez. So Sanchez with a 2-out hit for an RBI into center field. That's going to bring up Palmer Hutchison. So a runner now at first base with 2 outs. Hutchison coming to the plate. 1 run in here in the first for the Blue Devils. Strike called. Breaking pitch just gets a piece of the plate. 0-1 on Hutchison. Foul ball. Quickly on to the count on the third baseman, Palmer Hutchison. Hutchison had a couple walks, a line out, and a fly out to the second baseman. Runner goes. There's a breaking pitch that he can't quite wait long enough, but fouls it away. So 0-2 the count on the third baseman, Hutchison. It's a high fly ball into shallow left field. Coming in hard as Bell. Gonzalez goes out, and Gonzalez makes the catch for the third out of the inning. At the end of 1, Blue Devils have taken a 1-0 lead. I'll be back. All right, Bernard back for another inning of work. Scheduled up is Austin Gonzalez, the designated hitter. He had 2 base hits in the first game, one with an RBI and a fly out to right field. He'll step in lefty versus lefty here as he leads off the top of the second inning for the Red Ravens. That's up high for ball 1. foul ball. Way out in front of that, hits it off the end of the bat. 1 ball, 1 strike. Breaking pitch stays up and in. 2 balls and a strike to the designated hitter, Austin Gonzalez. We've had 3 Gonzalez players in the game so far for the Red Ravens. There's a strike called outside half of the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Outside. Hutchison, Dawson, Bosserman, Bard across the infield left to right. Freeman, Adams, and Sanchez across the outfield. Buffington behind the plate in this second game. Bernard on the mound. Ball out of play over the first base or third base dugout. Hutchison went over to take a look. There's a ground ball toward Bard. Bard's going to underhand it to Bernard as he steps on the bag for the 3-1 ground out for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up Jackson Mannix. Mannix will step in. Mannix had a double, a base on balls, and a ground out to the shortstop in his 3 at-bats in the first game. That misses a little bit inside. Breaking pitch cut across too soon. Misses a piece of the plate. So 1-0 the count. That one just catches the inside corner, much to the dismay of Jackson Mannix. Mannix, the first baseman. Swing and a miss of that breaking ball. 1-2 the count. In the dirt. Two and two the count. Jace having to keep an eye on that scoreboard. He pushed the button and nothing happened. He had to look back and do it again. Swing and a miss of that breaking pitch for the strikeout. It's going to bring up Kraft. Kraft walked twice and had a base hit to right field. There's a strike, breaking pitch right through there. Oh, and 1 the count on Kraft. There's a foul ball off the foot. Oh, and 2 the count now. Top of the second inning action. Blue Devils with a 1-0 lead. Misses outside. 1-2 or 2-2? 1-2 is correct. There's a fly ball headed into center field. Underneath that to take care of it is Caleb Adams. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. Blue Devils leading 1-0. Stay with us. Thanks for watching. All right, here we go to the bottom half of the second inning. Blue Devils leading 1-0. Adams, Vaughter, and Buffington scheduled up for the Blue Devils. Adams will step in. He's the center fielder. Foul ball fisted and out over foul. Adams had an RBI on a base on balls, a solo home run, and a couple pop-outs in the first game. There's a strike right through there, so quickly 0-2 the count. Breaking pitch going to be fouled down the left field line down into the bullpen area. That's up high. 1-2 the count. Kenson Michelle from Nixa, Missouri in his second inning of work. Strike three called. That's the upper part of the zone there. Not much chance you catch up to that, even if you do. That's going to bring up Braden Vaughter. Vaughter is the designated hitter here in this second game. Vaughter starts the day batting .321. Vaughter's on the left-handed side. The ball headed into deep left center. That's going to be extra bases for Vaughter. So Vaughter with the one-out double. Into the gap in left center. That's going to bring up Buffington. Buffington, the DH of the first game. Buffington catching the second game. He had an RBI base on balls, a stolen base, a ground out, and a base hit to center field. He'll step in with one out and a runner now in scoring position after that double by Vaughter. Going to be a foul ball. I thought that was catcher interference. Thought I heard a glove, but that must have gone bat then glove, and that's what the sound was. So 0-1 the count. Fouls that breaking pitch down to the dirt. 0-2 the count now. Blue Devils, one run on two hits and an error. The Red Ravens 0-0-0. No runs, no hits, no errors. Comes the 0-2 breaking pitch. Started out at him and didn't quite make it back to the strike zone. 1-2 the count. Kenson Michelle on the mound for the Red Ravens. Breaking pitch. Just catches the inside corner. So a punch out on strikes, a double, and a punch out on strikes. And that's going to bring up Darius Freeman. Freeman had an RBI bunt single, a base hit, and a fly out to center field in the first game. He steps in. On the left-handed side, time is asked for and granted. Breaking pitch makes it back to the strike zone. Started outside, brought it back in to catch a corner of the plate. 0-1 the count on the left fielder, Darius Freeman. Misses just a little bit outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner at second base is Vaughter after the 1-out double. Low. 2-1 the count. Comes the 2-1. In the dirt, nicely blocked by Graves. Tanner Graves, the catcher of record for both games, at least so far. That's ball 4, base on balls. 2-out walk given to Freeman. So back to the top of the order and Cole Dawson. Dawson is from Russellville, Arkansas. He'll step in. Facing the righty Kenson Michelle with runners on first and second with 2 outs. In the dirt, nicely blocked by Graves. Want to know the count? Going to get a visit to the mound. We'll see if any changes will be made. I don't think anyone's been warming down in the bullpen for the Red Ravens, so a little strategy talk. We'll be back. All right, back to play we go. Runners at first and second. Dawson at the plate. There's a breaking ball headed for the gap. That's going to be extra bases. Going to be a double for 2 RBI for Cole Dawson. Bring the total to 3 so far. So now it's going to bring up Parker Bosserman. Bosserman steps in with 2 outs and a runner at second base. 3-0 lead now. Strike called inside. Parker not happy with that one. Caught a piece of the plate. So said by the umpire. Bosserman is from Oak Grove, Missouri. Went to Green Valley High School. 0-1 the count. Breaking pitch right there for strike 2. Starts out at him, came over the inside part of the plate for a strike called. So 0-2 the count on the second baseman, Parker Bosserman. He flew out to the center fielder in shallow right center his first time up. It's a ground ball headed at the third baseman. He's up with it, and a quick throw over. So from Carlberg to Mannix, Mannix takes a one-hopper and pulls it out of the dirt for the third out of the inning. We go to the top of the third. Blue Devils leading 3-0. Don't forget to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Get more views for these Blue Devils. Ring that notification bell, and whenever we go live, it will let you know. We'll be back. All right, to the top of the third inning we go. Graves, Claypool, and Bell scheduled up. Graves had a sac bunt, an RBI base hit, and reached on an error. There's a ground ball headed down the first baseline. That's going to be foul. Oh, and 1 the count on the catcher, Tanner Graves. He's done the catching duties both games. That's high and inside. 1-1 the count. Foul ball back to the screen. 1-2 the count. Nobody out as Graves leads off the top half of the third inning for the Red Ravens of Coffeyville. The Red Ravens with charcoal gray travel uniforms. I like them. I like the new powder blue home. That misses as a ball. The powder blue new jerseys for the Blue Devils. Comes the 2-2. And a swing and a miss in the dirt. Throw it down to first to finalize the out for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up Claypool. Claypool will step in. His first at-bat of the day. And he's hit by a pitch. Claypool started the day batting .222. He's on with a hit by a pitch. So that's going to bring up Jack Bell, the left fielder. Bell had a strikeout and a double in the first game. It's a ground ball hit at Dawson. He grabs it, and Coach, I'm going to bet's going to come out and argue this one. To no avail. He's going to say that it was on the throw, but the umpire determined he did not catch it. So that's going to be an error on Bosserman. Thought Coach might come out and argue that one. It was pretty close, but nonetheless ruled that he did not catch it and it was not on the throw. So back to the top of the order with Orlando Gonzalez. There's a swing and a miss of that first pitch to him. Gonzalez is from Chitre, Panama. He's up there with one out and runners at first and second. That's inside. One and one the count. Bernard back for another inning of work, his third inning of work. 3-0 lead for the Blue Devils. Strike catches the inside corner. One and two the count. Cates waits in the on-deck circle, barring a double play. Pop out to shallow right field. Infield fly is called. So that's going to bring up the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up Cates. Cates reached on an error his first time up. He's from Fayetteville, Arkansas. That's high and inside. 1-0 the count. Runners at first and second. Swing and a miss of that pitch. One ball, one strike, 2 outs. Top of the third inning action. Foul ball backing out of play. So 1-2 the count. Comes the pitch. There's a ball headed into right field. Going to have the run scored, then the run gets away from third base. So 2 runs will score and another run will move up. So the base hit by Cates. And then the Blue Devils throw it around a little bit. That's going to make the score 3-2. So that's going to bring up Carlberg. It's a high fly ball to right field. Fighting the sun a little bit is Sanchez, but he comes back to make the play. So the Red Ravens score a couple of runs, had an RBI hit, and then threw it around a little bit too much and let another one score. At the end of 2.5, Blue Devils lead 3-2. I'll be back. All right, to the bottom half of the third we go. Bard, Sanchez, and Hutchison scheduled up. Brendan Bard will lead off for the Blue Devils here in the bottom of the third. Bard is from Kansas City, Kansas, went to Piper High School. He'll step in as he leads off the inning. Michelle back for another inning of work. Want to know the count. Bard flew out to right field his first time up. Breaking ball hit right back up the middle for a base hit. That's going to bring up Sanchez. Sanchez had an RBI base hit his first time up. Sanchez is from Citra, Puerto Rico. It's a foul ball down the right field line and out of play. So Bard at first base. After the leadoff base hit, right back up through the box. Breaking pitch stays a little inside. Bard at first. Nobody out after the leadoff hit by him. Sanchez at the plate. 1-1 the count. Breaking pitch sails outside. 2-1 the count. High and inside. Three and one the count. Strike called outside corner. Back in safely at first is Bard. 3-2 the count now. Still nobody out. Bottom of the third inning action. Game 2. Blue Devils took the first one. Outside, nicely blocked by the catcher, Graves. So a base on balls to Sanchez. That's going to bring up Hutchison. Hutchison is from Hayes, Kansas. He'll step in with nobody out, runners at first and second. Catcher Graves out in front of the dish to give the defensive calls for the defense. Carlberg, Gonzalez, Cates, Mannix across the infield, left to right, Bell, Kraft, Claypool in the outfield, Graves behind the plate. Michelle on the mound. The high fly ball in foul territory. Carlberg over to take a look at that, and that's going to be out of play. Three to two, the Blue Devils lead here in the top of the third. Scheduled 9-inning game. First game was a 7, but it went in 5, 10-run rule. 9-inning game for the second one. We'll go down and play 2 at Coffeyville tomorrow. Squared to bunt. Does Hutchison. And going to be safe at first. So the pitcher takes a look at third, takes a little too long, and Hutchison, I believe, will be considered a bunt hit. Nice bunt out in front of the plate for him. That's going to bring up Adams. Adams is going to be up there with the bases loaded. Adams is from Lansing. From Leavenworth, Kansas, went to Lansing High School. A little bit low, ball one. I think earlier I may have said wrong on Adams. I may have said Lansing, Kansas instead of Leavenworth, Kansas. I want to be sure and have that right. He is from Leavenworth, went to Lansing High School. Breaking pitch, he waits on it. Hits it to right field, tagging at third and coming home is Bard for the sac fly by Adams. So another run in. That's going to bring up Vaughter. So 4-2 now the score. Vaughter will step in. Four to 2 the score here in the third. Runners at first and second now. Vaughter claiming that it hit him on the top of the foot. You better jump around more with how it hit you if you're wanting to sell that one. He had a double his first time up. Up there left-handed. Designated hitter in the second game. Strike called. Seemed to be a little bit high, but ruled a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 1 run in the inning. For the Blue Devils. Breaking pitch catches the outside corner now. So 1-2 the count. Runners at first and second. Foul ball, kind of a last minute thought maybe I better foul that away, and he did. Carlberg, Gonzalez, Cates, and Mannix across the infield. Bell, Kraft, and Claypool across the outfield. Graves behind the plate. 1-2 the count, 1 out. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. And back down to first. Caught Palmer Hutchison sleeping as well as me with the camera. So at the end of 3 full innings, the Blue Devils lead 4-2. Stay with us. We'll be back. All right, to the top of the fourth we go. Bernard back for another inning of work. Foul ball back to the net. Austin Gonzalez, Mannix, and Kraft scheduled up for the Red Ravens. Another foul ball right back to the screen. Austin Gonzalez, the designated hitter. He's from Shawnee, Shawnee, Oklahoma. There's a swing and a foul into the glove of Buffington for the strikeout. It brings up Mannix. He struck out his first time up. Mannix is the first baseman. He's from Sydney, Australia. He'll step in with one out and nobody on for the Red Ravens. Way outside. Hutchison, Dawson, Bosserman, Bard, left to right across the infield. Freeman, Adams, and Sanchez. Buffington behind the plate. Bernard on the mound. 1-0 the count. It's down low. 2-0 the count on the first baseman, Jackson Mannix. Foul ball backing out of play. 2 balls and a strike. Swing and a miss of that breaking ball. Coming in, catches a piece of the plate, coming across way inside when it got to the catcher. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Blue Devils with a 2-run lead. It's a ground ball headed to the backhand of Dawson. Fields that one cleanly and over to Bard for the 6-3 ground out of Mannix. That's going to bring up A.J. Kraft. Kraft is from Rogersville, Missouri. Guessing he went to Logan Rogersville High School. 2 outs now. There's a ground ball headed at Dosserman. He comes up, gets a good hop, throws it over to Bard for the 6-3. We go to the bottom half of the fourth inning. Blue Devils leading 4-2. Stay with us. To the bottom half of the fourth we go. Cruising along here. I just jinxed us. 4-2's the score. Buffington. Buffington is from Andover, Kansas. Went to Andover Central High School. He was called out on strikes. Catch the Breaking pitch caught the inside corner to sit him down, his first at bat. There's a strike right through there, inside part of the plate. 0-1 the count. Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Buffington leads off the bottom half of the 4th inning for the Blue Devils. Breaking pitch stays up high. Two balls and a strike. In the dirt. Kenson Michelle back for his 4th inning of work. Foul ball backing over the top of us. Tanner Graves so far been behind the plate the entire time, both games so far. Comes the wind in, the 3-2. Paul called out on strikes there, looked pretty inside to me. That's going to bring up Darius Freeman. He walked his first time up. Freeman is from Kansas City, Kansas, went to Shawnee Mission Northwest. He steps in with 1 out, nobody on. Swing at that pitch, fooled by that breaking ball. Just as well he didn't make contact anyway. 0-1 the count. Looked pretty good to me. Must have been a little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Darius Freeman at the plate. There's a strike called. One and 2 the count. There's a curveball, came inside, and Freeman jumped on it. That's going to be extra bases. And a double into the right field corner for Darius Freeman. So back to the top of the order in Cole Dawson. Dawson will step in with a runner at first base. Actually, Jace, you're right. He would be at second base, not first base. After that double, he's had a base on balls, a stolen base, and a 2 RBI double. Yeah, I know you're keeping an eye on me. I like it. That's high for ball 1. Jace and I, pretty good team up here. We make all the calls right. Even get a ball and strike messed up between the umpires once in a while. 1-0 the count. Freeman at second base. Blue Devils with a 4-2 lead. That's inside. 2-0 the count. Two balls, no strikes, 1 out. The pop-up on the infield. Catcher steps out and takes care of that, does Tanner Graves. So that's going to bring up Parker Bosserman. Bosserman will step in with 2 outs and a runner at second base. He's popped out to the shallow center field and grounded out to the third baseman. Time asked for and granted by Bosserman. Bosserman, the second baseman. Strike called. Inside corner. Bosserman in tight on the plate. He's got toes on the inside there. There's a pop-up on the infield. And the third baseman comes in to take care of that, does Quentin Carlberg from third. So a quick first 4 innings. Hope I don't jinx us here, but we're moving along. Blue Devils leading 4-2. We go to the top of the 5th. Stay with us. We'll be back. All right, here we go to the top of the 5th inning. Coffeyville scheduled to bat Graves, Claypool, and Bell. Graves is from Roth, Oklahoma. He'll step in to face Bernard. There's a foul ball. Bernard back for his 5th inning of work. Blue Devils have given him a 4-2 lead to work with. Graves has struck out his first time up. There's a foul ball out of play down the right field line. Quickly on to the count. Bernard ahead of the catcher Graves. Strike 3 called. Looked a little high and outside to me, but nonetheless ruled a strike. That's going to bring up Claypool. Claypool's been hit by a pitch in this game. He'll step in with 1 out and nobody on. He's from Little Rock, Arkansas. It's a fly ball down the right field line. Bart will go over and take a look at it and make a nice play down there in foul territory for the second out of the inning. It's going to bring up Jack Bell, the left fielder. Bell is from Andover, Kansas. He steps in with 2 outs and nobody on. That's low and inside, ball 1. Want to know the count? That's up high. Been 1 down low, 1 up high for 2-0. This one ought to be right through there. And it is. Strike 1 called. 2-1 the count. Foul ball down the right field line from 2-0 to 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Blue Devils lead by 2. Swing and a miss of that breaking ball for the 3rd out. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Blue Devils leading 4-2. They've got 4 runs on 6 hits, but have made 3 errors. The Red Ravens 2 runs on a hit, no errors. We'll be back. All right, the bottom half of the 5th, we go. Bard, Sanchez, and Hutchison scheduled up. Bard will step in. Bard has a fly to right field, a fly out, and a base hit to center field. Had 5 RBI in the first game. There's a line drive into left field for a leadoff base hit for Brendan Bard. Bard with 2 for 3 and a couple of base hits in this one. He's over there at first base, and that's going to bring up Sanchez. Sanchez has an RBI, base hit, and a base on balls so far in this one. Strike called, upper part of the zone, down the middle, 0-1 the count. It's a fly ball headed into right field. Over toward the line is the right fielder, Claypool, to make the play. Bluffing like he was going to go was Bard, but decided to retreat. That's going to bring up Palmer Hutchison. Hutchison will step in with 1 out and 1 on. Bard at first base. Hutchison has popped out and had a bunt hit in this game. Outside. 1-0 the count. Blue Devils clinging to a 4-2 lead here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Scheduled 9-inning game. The first one, the Blue Devils won 15-5. Breaking pitch outside again. Depending on what Pratt did today, Bard is within a couple of second in the conference for RBI. That's in the dirt. 3-0 the count to the third baseman, Palmer Hutchison. Outside, ball 4. It's going to bring up Adams. Adams been called out on strikes and then had a fly out, a sac fly that yielded a run to right field. His second time up. He'll step in with 1 out, runners at first and second. in the dirt, nicely blocked by the catcher, Graves. Not a lot he could do about it except just get as wide as he could. That one was about a 54-footer way out in front of the plate. 1-0 the count. Bard at second base, Hutchison at first. Bard with the leadoff single. Hutchison followed it up with a walk after the fly out to right field by Sanchez. There's a strike right through there. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Low and outside. 2-1 the count. Carlberg, Gonzalez, Cates, and Mannix across the infield. Bell, Kraft, and Claypool across the outfield. Graves behind the plate. Kinson Michelle in his 5th inning of work for this one. That's inside. Three and one the count. That looked pretty good to me. It must have been low. That's ball 4. That's going to bring up Braden Vaughter. Vaughter's had a double and a strikeout. Vaughter will step in to face Kinson Michelle. He'll be up there with 1 out and 2 on, runners at first and second. Outside, 1-0 the count. Bases loaded. Bard at third, Hutchison at second, Adams at first. Sales inside does that breaking pitch for 2-0. So a little bit of a hole being dug by Michelle here. Blue Devils with the bases loaded and 1 out. 2-0 the count on the designated hitter, Vaughter. There's a ground ball headed at the second baseman. He bobbles it. Has to go to first base for the 4-3 ground out. Couldn't get the double play going, so an RBI ground out for Vaughter makes it a 5-2 game. So that's going to bring up Buffington. Buffington will be up there with runners at second and third and 2 outs now. Buffington has been called out on strikes twice. There's a foul ball down the third base line, so down in the count is Buffington. Both pitches that Buffington's been called out on were inside corner pitches. That's high and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. 1 run in the inning for the Blue Devils. They lead 5-2 here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. There's a foul ball. Back to the screen, so 1-2 the count. So now Buffington needs to be swinging at anything close here. After being called out on strikes a couple times, he doesn't want to do that again. Time asked for and granted. Just fouls off that breaking pitch, stays alive. Dead center, 400 feet. The alleys are 394, 375 right and left field, but drastically down to 290 against the foul poles. One ball, two strikes. That's up high. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Just gets a piece of that one off the catcher's dome and back up into the screen. Blue Devils with a 5-2 lead. They took the first game 15-5. They lead 5-2 here. Tomorrow, 1 o'clock and 3:30 starts. We'll put on the website. Probably will be an audio-only broadcast. The internet I've not found down there to be good enough to stream. There's a ball headed toward the third baseman, Carlberg. He's up with it and over to Mannix for the out. Blue Devils get another run. We go to the top of the 6th inning with the Blue Devils leading 5-2. We'll be back. All right, to the top of the 6th inning we go. Back to the top of the order, Gonzalez, Cates, and Carlberg for the Red Ravens. Gonzalez has struck out and popped out to the second baseman. There's ball 1 inside. Want to know the count? It's up high. Two and 0 the count. Bernard lefty on the mound. There's a ball headed into left field. So a leadoff base hit for Orlando Gonzalez, the shortstop. It's going to bring up Cates. Cates, the second baseman. He reached on an error and had an RBI base hit his second time up. Strike called outside corner at the waist. 0-1 the count. It's up high, snap throw down to first. Back in safely down there is Gonzalez. Swing and a foul into the glove of Buffington. Strike 3 called outside corner. Drew Cates gets called out on the outside corner pitch. That's going to bring up Carlberg, the third baseman. He's flew out to center field and right field, his 2 at-bats this game. Runner at first is Gonzalez. He had a leadoff base hit to left field. Throw over to first. Back in safely. A little bit outside. Want to know the count on Quentin Carlberg, the third baseman for the Red Ravens. Need a little hard hit ground ball right at Bosserman here for a 4-6-3. High fly ball into center field. That's going to be deep. And Freeman takes care of that at the track for the second out of the inning. It's going to bring up Austin Gonzalez, the designated hitter. He'll be up there with a runner at first. He'll step in on the left-handed side. So lefty versus lefty here. Ball 1, 1-0 the count. Austin Gonzalez, the designated hitter, he's grounded to the first baseman with the pitcher covering and struck out. There's a high fly ball into left center. That's taken care of by Adams. We go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Blue Devils leading 5-2. Stay with us. We'll be back. All right, relief pitcher Juan Gonzalez comes in again. He threw in the first game, only threw to 3 hitters. He's from San Cristobal, Dominican Republic, ERA of 9.0. He will face Freeman, Dawson, and Bosserman anyway, scheduled up for the Blue Devils. Just a little bit outside. Freeman's walked and had a double into the right field corner. 1-0 the count on him. One ball, one strike. Blue Devils clinging to a 5-2 lead here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Scheduled 9-inning game, open stance by Freeman. Third baseman Carlberg in at the grass. I wondered about a bunt. And that's going to be a bunt hit. That was just running through my head. So he has bunt hits, 1 in each game. Let's get back to the top of the order, and Cole Dawson. Dawson will step in with nobody out, a runner at first base. That ball hit him. So that's going to bring up Bosserman. Bosserman will be up there with nobody out and runners at first and second. Freeman at second base. Dawson at first. Graves out to give his defense what kind of rotation they're going to make if a bunt by Bosserman is put down. Nobody down. Bosserman in tight on the plate. If you can see his toes there, when he's got 2 strikes, he even comes in closer. Squares to bunt. Pulls back, is right at him. 1-0 the count. Bosserman's been out on a fly to shallow center, grounded out and flew out to, popped out in foul territory to, there's a bunt, going to be back to the screen. Actually, the pop-up was just out in front of the plate. I now remember I wrote down 2-1, meaning between the pitcher and the catcher. He came a long way to get that one. So 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. Runners at first and second. Freeman and Dawson. Squares to bunt, pulls back. The rotation is third baseman staying home, first baseman's coming hard. So the pitcher's going to have to cover anything right out toward shallow third base. 2 balls and a strike. Squares to bunt, and that's going to be right over by Bard in the on-deck circle. He's next up, barring a triple play here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Parker Bosserman, the second baseman, at the plate. There's a hit by a pitch. So that's going to load the bases for Brendan Bard. Bard will step in with the bases loaded. He's been out on a fly to right field, then had a base hit up the middle and a base hit to left field. So he'll step in with the Blue Devils leading 5-2, batting here in the bottom of the 6th. Bases loaded, nobody out. That's up high for ball 1. Tall right-hander on the mound is Juan Gonzalez. 6'3", sophomore right-handed pitcher. He looks taller than 6'3" to me. 1-0 the count. High fly ball out into shallow right field, called an infield fly. So Bard out on a fly just behind second base. That's going to bring up Sanchez. Sanchez has had an RBI base hit, a base on balls, and a fly out to right field. So he'll be up there now with 1 out and the bases still loaded. His RBI base hit in the first was with 2 outs. There's a strike called. 0-1 the count. Foul ball. Base runners lead away. 0-2 the count on Sanchez, the right fielder. Outside. Nice job by the catcher Graves, keeping that from going to the backstop. And a run scoring. Freeman at third, Dawson at second, Bosserman at first. 1 out on the fly into shallow right field. Infield fly called to the second baseman. 1-2 the count here on Pablo Sanchez. There's a ball headed to the right side. That's going to be taken by the shortstop Cates and over to Mannix. So a ground out, but a run scores on the 4-3 ground out. So another run in for the Blue Devils, and credit to Sanchez for a nice job of hitting it to the right side. So that's going to bring up Hutchison. Hutchison has popped out, had a base hit, bunt, and a base on balls. There's a strike. Fastball outside corner at the knees. So 6-2 the lead now here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Game 2. Doubleheader from yesterday pushed back to today. We'll travel down to Coffeyville for 2 games tomorrow. There's a ball going to be a wild pitch. And back to the screen with that one. So Freeman comes in on the wild pitch. Well, that's what I said. It lists him as only 6'3". He's got to be taller than that. He is a tall youngster. I'd take him as a tight end. I'd take him on my basketball floor, and I'll take him here on the mound. So 7 runs in now. And strike called. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner at third. Fly ball headed into shallow left center. That's taken care of by A.J. Kraft. Blue Devils get 2 more. They got a 7-2 lead. We go to the top of the 7th. The last third of this one. Here we go. Stay with us. We'll be back. All right, to the top of the 7th we go, and I'm behind on my scoreboard there. Better get that fixed real quick. Scheduled up for the Red Ravens, Mannix, Kraft, and Graves scheduled to face Bernard. Bernard back for his 7th inning of work. Way outside ball 1, yes. Mannix has struck out and grounded out to the shortstop. There he fouled that one back to the screen, so 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Bernard from Lansing, Kansas. He's gone all the way so far in this one, lefty. 19 inning pitched prior to his start today. So that's up to 25 at this time, starting his 26th inning. There's a ground ball right up the middle for a base hit. Threw his glove at it the other day. He threw his glove at one and caught one behind his back. So there's a leadoff hit. That's right. That was Trey that did that. Simmons. Trey Simmons with that. So I had that one. Dadgummit, Jace, don't catch me in those mistakes. Okay, go ahead. There's a foul ball out of play. Yeah, but I'm trying to save you being in trouble on the scoreboard, not because I'm pointing out a mistake. But I'll take it. You are absolutely right who that was. That's outside and low. 1 ball, 1 strike, runner at first base. After the leadoff hit by the first baseman, Mannix. There's a ground ball headed at Bosserman. He flips it to Dawson. Dawson taps the bag and throws it on over to Bard for the 4-6-3 double play. That's going to bring up Graves. Graves has struck out and been called out on strikes so far in this one. He'll step in with 2 outs and nobody on. It's up high, ball 1. Want to know the count? Red Ravens batting here in the top of the 7th of this second game today, scheduled 9-inning game. There's a line drive headed into left field for a base hit. So a 2-out hit for the catcher Graves. That'll get Brady Claypool, the right fielder, to the plate. Claypool's been hit by a pitch and popped out in foul territory down by the bullpen area of the Red Ravens. Claypool, the right fielder, he's up there with 2 outs and a runner at first. High and inside, ball one. 1-0 the count. 7-2 lead here for the Blue Devils. Top of the 7th action. They won the first one 15-5. That stays way up high. 2-0 the count. Going to get a visit to the mound. Got some action down in the bullpen. We'll see if a change is made. We'll take a break. We'll be back. All right, the visit to the mound is over. Bernard will stay in. 2-0 the count. It's a ground ball backhanded by Dawson and over to Bosserman for the 3rd out of the inning. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Blue Devils leading by 5. We'll be back. All right, to the bottom half of the seventh we go. Blue Devils leading 7-2. Brett Kennett, or Kennett, to the mound. He's from Olathe, Kansas. Has a 27 ERA, but has only pitched 2 2/3 innings, so a few runs there can really inflate your ERA in a hurry. Adams, Vaughter, and Buffington scheduled up to face him. There's outside ball one. Adams has been called out on strikes, had a sac fly to right field for an RBI, and a base on balls. Foul ball back to the screen. Little late with that swing there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Red Ravens 2 runs on 4 hits. Blue Devils 7 runs on 8 hits, but has 3 miscues, 3 errors, but still leads 7-2. There's a ground ball headed at the second baseman, Cates. He hurries, grabs it, and over to Mannix for the 4-3 ground out. That's going to bring up Vaughter, the designated hitter. Vaughter will step in to face the new pitcher, Kennett. He has a double, a strikeout, and a 4-3 ground out for an RBI. That's in the dirt for ball one. Want to know the count on the designated hitter here of the second game? Braden Vaughter. Just misses a little bit low and outside. 2-0 the count now. Inside corner at the knees for strike one called. 2-1 the count. Carlberg, Gonzalez, Cates, and Mannix across the infield. Bell, Kraft, Claypool with Graves behind the plate. There's a foul ball back into the net. Michelle went 5 innings, 1. Gonzalez went 1. Now Kennett is on. There's a ball headed into left field. Coming in to take care of that is Jack Bell for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up Buffington. Buffington's been called out on strikes twice and grounded out to the third baseman, Carlberg. Carlberg made a nice play with a long throw on that 5-3 ground out. The fly ball headed into right field. Coming on hard to take a look at that is Claypool and make the play. So at the end of 7 full innings, the Blue Devils lead 7-2. We go to the top of the 8th. Stay with us. We'll be back. So pitching change made. Alan Mercado from Barceloneta, Puerto Rico. He will come to the mound for the Blue Devils. He has pitched six innings with a 0 ERA. Ball. So Bell, Gonzalez, and Cates scheduled up for the Red Ravens. There's a line drive down to Coach, and Coach at third base goes over backwards, rolls in a backwards roll, and comes up smiling, I'm sure. 1-2 the count. There's a chopper back. That's going to be an infield hit. A high chopper, and Alan Mercado decides to leave it alone and not bother with it. And so safe at first is Jack Bell with the base hit. So back to the top of the order in Orlando Gonzalez, the shortstop. He's had a strikeout, a pop out to the second baseman, and a base hit. He takes ball one outside. So Jack Bell with the leadoff high chopper. A little bit of a discussion of whether an error or a hit. I agree, a hit in that instance. A little bit low and inside. 2-0 the count. Mercado on in relief of Bernard. Bernard goes 7 innings, gives up 2 runs. There's a strike right through there, outside part of the plate. Runner at first. Lead off hit by Bell. There's a ground ball headed over to Hutchison and over to Bosserman. Gonna be a little bit late to get the double play, but nonetheless they get the lead out with the 5-4 fielder's choice. That's going to bring up Cates. Cates has reached on an error, had an RBI hit, and was called out on strikes. One out, runner at first. Squares to bunt. Hutchison's up to get that for the 5-3, second out of the inning. And Bell moves to second base. So 2 outs now here in the top of the 8th. Swing and a miss. 0-1 the count. Bell at second base. Swing and a miss. 0-2 the count. So down in the count quickly. 0-2 is Carlberg. Quentin Carlberg, the third baseman, he's popped out 3 times, once to each outfield position. There's a strike 3 called for the third out of the inning. So we go to the bottom half of the 8th. Blue Devils leading 7-2. We'll be back. All right, to the bottom half of the 8th inning we go. Blue Devils lead 7-2. Darius Freeman, Cole Dawson, and Parker Bosserman scheduled up for the Blue Devils. Second inning of work for Brett Kinnett. Freeman with a base on balls, a double, and a bunt hit. There's another bunt right back to the pitcher. And a 1-3 bunt out for Freeman. So back to the top of the order, and Dawson. Dawson will be up there with 1 out, nobody on. First pitch is right through there. Dawson has a walk, a 2 RBI double, a pop out into the catcher, and a hit by a pitch. There's strike 2 called. So quickly down in the count is Dawson. 0-2 the count with 1 out. Working quickly is Kennett. Fouled back, so we'll do the 0-2 again. Brett Kinnett probably on the mound. I don't remember getting the pronunciation on that name, so if I've got that one wrong, I apologize. In the dirt, laying off of that was Dawson. One ball, 2 strikes. On the shortstop, Dawson. Breaking pitch, fouled it away. Comes the 1-2. Fly ball headed into deep left center. Taken care of. I grabbed the wrong camera on that particular out right there. but a long fly to left center for the out. That's going to bring up Bosserman. Bosserman will step in with 2 outs and nobody on, in tight on the plate. Fouls that one back. Bosserman is flied out to center field, grounded out to the third baseman. Popped out right in front of the plate and been hit by a pitch. That's outside. So 1-1 the count on the second baseman, Bosserman. He's up there with 2 outs. Breaking pitch just gets back to the plate. Slider through there for a strike, catches the inside corner. 1-2 the count. Swing and a miss. So we go to the top of the 9th inning. Blue Devils leading 7-2. We'll be back for the end of this one. Stay with us. All right, to the top of the 9th we go. Austin Gonzalez, Mannix, and Kraft. There's a swing and a miss. Mercado back for his second inning of work. The Red Ravens down to their last 3 outs. They need 5 to keep this thing going. The designated hitter, Austin Gonzalez, he's grounded to the first baseman, struck out and popped out into left center field to the left fielder. Misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count. Swing and a miss. So 1-2 the count. Hutchison, Dawson, Bosserman, Bard from left to right across the infield. Freeman, Adams, and Sanchez across the outfield. There's a ball headed into right field. That's going to be a base hit for the leadoff hitter here in the inning, Austin Gonzalez. So that's going to bring up Mannix. Mannix has struck out, grounded out to the shortstop, and had a base hit to center field. He'll step in with a runner at first base. And nobody out. It's a ground ball headed to Bosserman. Bosserman over to Dawson. Dawson hits a one-hopper over to Bard for the 4-6-3 double play. That was a very nice play there. Bosserman had to come about another third of the way back toward first base, made a great pivot to throw the ball back to Dawson, and Dawson, a one-hopper that Bard does a nice job pulling out. So Kraft is up there. He's popped out, grounded out, and hit into a 4-6-3 his own self. There's a foul ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. So the Red Ravens are down to their last out. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs down here in the top of the 9th. That misses just a little bit low and or outside. So 2-1 the count on the center fielder, A.J. Kraft. A little bit low. Looked pretty good to me, but ruled low. 3-1 the count. Inside, got the umpire on the hip. So a runner at first. Started to mark a hit by a pitch, but ball 4. There's another. Going to be an inside pitch that is hit by a pitch. So that's going to bring up Claypool, the right fielder, Brady Claypool. He's been hit by a pitch, popped out in foul territory to Bard, and been out on a great backhand play over in the hole between short and third by Dawson. So 2 outs. Runners at first and second. Misses just a little bit inside. 1-0 the count. The count. There's a strike right through there. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, 2 on. Red Ravens down to their last out. They need 5 runs to keep this thing going to send it to the bottom of the 9th. Alan Mercado trying to finish it right here. There's a strike on the outside corner for the moment. The Red Ravens are down to their last strike with Brady Claypool at the plate, the right fielder. There's a swing and a miss. Throw it down to first for the last out of the inning, and that's going to do it for this one. So the Blue Devils are going to take the first 2, the first one 15-5, and going to take the second one here 7-2 in this one. Go to the website 4tees.com. I will put the link to whatever broadcast we have tomorrow, whether we'll have video or audio. Unless they've made some big changes down there, I'm guessing it will be audio only, but the link will be there at 4Ts. So we'll talk to you tomorrow. The Blue Devils take the first 2 from the Red Ravens of Coffeyville. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great evening.